Woohoo! Whoa!
Hello. Is it Monday?
Yeah, somewhere. No?
No, I don't think so.
Well, I know today is Friday, and I know we're not always on Fridays. Mondays are our normal show, but we have a special edition. And with special editions, that means we're always bringing something exciting to the table. We're taking a visit. We're popping in around the world. That's what we do.
That's right.
So today we get an opportunity to bring the stream. If you're in the chat, awesome. We appreciate you guys being here. Who do you see so far, Sassy?
Hash Games, Tat79, James Bashir, Liz Breton. Hello, everyone. How are you?
Now, Tat79 is a huge anime fan, like
Yes.
absolutely 100%. I believe your son is as well, and he's in the chat.
Yes.
But big time anime fan, and he could probably teach us a few things here and there, 100%. But I did recently receive this in the mail today. Not sure if you can.
Glare.
Yeah, I'm trying to. There we go.
Oh, okay. I used to have the one where he had to suck the ice cream stacked up in his hand.
Oh yeah. But definitely. So basically, Sassy, as you can see, and you're probably thinking like, why do I got the Beastie Boys behind me? But we'll get into that a little bit later. But I wanted to tell you, Majin Buu, right? The character, he's like one of the most powerful Z fighters, and even though a childish nature, great warrior in the Dragon Ball Z franchise. So today, Sassy and I are actually going to bring you the very talented and amazing voice actor who brings that character among some other character to life. So that is what we're going to be doing today. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are going to welcome in Mr. Josh Martin and get an opportunity to learn a little bit more about the anime world and the voiceover, acting, and just get some stories because he has some great stories to tell. I will tell you that. And so let's get this show going. Here we go. Now, hello, Josh. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. Hello. How are you?
Good, thank you. Doing well. It's Friday. Can't complain.
Right.
Getting ready to go into the weekend. I just actually started. I know you're a father, so you probably might relate to. I don't know if your kids do any sports, but my son's in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And now that here in Tahoe, I live in South Lake Tahoe, so it snows a lot. Well, what they do is they compact the season. So it's like we're playing 5 days a week, and it's like, yeah. So it's like every day, baseball.
Okay.
So
I can understand that. Yeah, I can totally relate. I have 3 children, and one of my daughters, I help coach her soccer team. I'm a kind of goalkeeper coach. I used to play goalkeeper in soccer. So, yeah, I'm well aware.
Okay. Well, I wanted to obviously kick this off a little bit before I got into some questionnaire stuff. So I had something prepared. So I'm going to actually pull that up right now. But this is Sassy, my co-host, and she is actually, we'll get into that a little bit more too, but she is from Louisiana. She's in Louisiana. So
you know it. Yes, indeed. You say came up. Bye-bye.
I wore my Mardi Gras shirt just for you, baby.
Come on now. I'm sorry, I'd already put this shirt on. I'd have put my Louisiana Day Drinker shirt on for you.
It's all good. It's all good. Still got love for you, though.
Always. Always.
All right. So.
Watch yourselves. Yes. That's So look at this. Great. You know it. Oh.
Oh my goodness.
Give me chocolate. This is tight. You made this. A great job, man. Yay.
All right. So I know I had heard.
Thanks.
You're well. I know that we had pretty much. I have heard you mentioning that band and having an intro with MAJIN in that sense, and I got an opportunity to listen to them, and I really enjoyed the track. I was watching the video a few times, so I appreciate you actually introducing me to that.
My pleasure. Great work. Thank you for putting that together. Because I don't know where you heard that. I've said it a few times that if I was a wrestler or if Boo was a wrestler and had a theme song, that should be it. So nice work. Thank you so much.
You bet.
He's good at his research.
Yeah, I always try to make sure I do my research, right, Rick? I mean, come on. Yeah, that's right.
Every time.
Let's see. What's up, Matt Hatter, Tats, Liz? How's it going? Appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, let me kind of break this down, guys. Just so you guys understand what we're dealing with here. So, Majin Buu, Commander Red, Lupin the Third, YOSAKU from One Piece. Written and produced short films, improv, sketch, and comedy tropes, body talent for Barney. And yep, you guys heard that, right? I said Barney, and we're talking about this one. That's right, guys.
The one and only.
And being part of a tribute band, rhyming and stealing Beastie Boys. So we have quite a background for Josh Martin. So we welcome him in, popping around the world, and not only that, he's from where, Sassy?
Louisiana.
The boot, baby.
And what would be the city?
I was born in Baton Rouge, and I was grew up in Halton, outside of Shreveport, Bossier.
I knew he was. I knew he was going to say it wrong. I told him how to say it, but I want to hear him say it, but I don't think he's going to say it right.
Halton.
Nice. Yeah. if you're from there, it's Halton.
It's Halton.
Halton.
When I told my son where you were from, he said, "Oh, he's from South Arkansas."
Yeah.
It's a whole nother country up north Louisiana as it is down south, baby. I'm in Lafayette,
literally.
So I don't know if you've ever been to Lafayette, but
my little sister lives there. My little sister lives. Yes, I spent plenty of time there. Was just there for Thanksgiving.
Okay, we got Festival International this weekend.
I missed the festival. Some good crawfish festivals, some good just jazz festivals, that. I miss it. Every once in a while we get down there and enjoy it again. But yeah, Lafayette, come on.
Yeah. So you have quite a background in the voice acting and the Dragon Ball Z and the anime. Quite an interesting story background to get into that.
Sure.
In regards. And so I obviously want to kind of dive in a little bit into that and obviously why I have the rhyming and stealing, because I think that also plays a huge role into the Dragon Ball Z in regards. But also through Barney, that was really your first hand in the show business, right?
It was my first real paying gig. Before that, in acting school, I was in comedy troupes, specifically with Chris Rager, aka Mr. Satan, and Mike McFarlane, Master Roshi. And then, but we just played at clubs, little restaurants, and made whatever door, whoever came, we got the door, and then we split that, which was usually enough for nothing. You know, our pay was usually the free beer and burger that we got from the venue. That was, you know, you're young and starting off. That's kind of how it goes.
And that was the Pillsbury Homeboy.
That's right. That's where that started. That's right. The Pillsbury Homeboy.
Lovin' says, loving like the blunts I be puffing.
That's right. So I started that in those comedy troupes, and then right after acting school, I got the audition for the purple one, and I didn't want to do it, to be honest. That purple one, yes, that's the one. And you know, I was 20. I wasn't even 21 yet. I was just about to turn 21.
Yeah.
And so my only experience with the purple one was very on the outskirts. I didn't have any brothers and sisters or you know, relatives or close friends or anything like that. So the only experience I had with it was passing it on the scanning of the channel, and I kind of had the same kind of attitude that you probably would as an adult, that the voice was annoying and that's not for me, right? And so that's how I was thinking. But one of the teachers from the school who told me about the audition, she gave me that good old mom side eye, and she was like, I think you need to do this. And so I just graduated, and I took it to heart. I was like, you know, that's why I'm an actor. That's what actors do. You audition, and you know, we'll see what happens. And so I did, and as you can tell by history, it worked out.
Man, I can't
and I'm really glad.
26 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Are you serious? Yeah, it's amazing to me.
But now, being on a tour like that, you get a chance to go to all these countries, like the UK, Mexico. So a lot of different places that it took you.
Yes.
But not only do you get an opportunity to go to these places, and I know there was more than one Barney, that you had another person you were working. So Barney 1 and Barney 2, because you obviously have the big costume you guys are dealing with. I'm sure you can't just have one person do the whole show.
Well, we could, and we did a couple of times for one reason or another. One time I twisted my ankle, and so I couldn't do the show at all. And CAREY did everything. Another time, CAREY was ill in Mexico, and I had to do the whole show.
Wow.
But in general, what would happen is Barney would make these magical appearances in brand new outfits from opposite sides of the stage and stuff. So that was obviously done with two different people in two different costumes. It also served as a great opportunity to grab water and a couple of breaths of fresh air, and then go right back on if you were the main part.
Yeah.
And then also the other part of that was the one who did the quote unquote easier part at night was out during the day from about 5:30 a.m. doing television, PR, and the hospital visits. Every city that we went to, we visited the children's hospital, and that is when the little punk kid, the little punk 21-year-old who didn't want to get involved, you know, the reality of life set in, and I realized what a great position and opportunity I had to be able to help people who would normally have a great time. You know, it's pretty dark time in a lot of those kids' lives. So the ones that couldn't come down for the sing along in the lobby, we would go up to their rooms, and we would go room to room and take Polaroids and, you know, visit for a second. And then then you're like, there's more to this than just an annoying voice kids show. you know, and I was a part of that, and so that it was really cool. That was
Now,
cool.
did you do some of the any of the voice part of it, or was it just in the costume part?
Nope, all the costume.
Okay.
You know, luckily I've got a little voice, got a decent ear for mimicking things, and after hearing it 500 times plus, I could do a decent imitation. I actually auditioned for the voice whenever they made a change from Bob West. I did not get it, obviously. I've never been paid to do the voice, but I've got my ideas of why not, but it doesn't really matter. It's probably because I was still young and inexperienced. I could do a great imitation, but they went with Dean Wint, who was from Radio Disney. He had that experience. He was not 23 years old. You know what I mean? I was still living a 23-year-old life, enjoying life. It was still a little bit before cell phones and internet was crazy, so I could enjoy some more things without being worried about as much scrutiny as you might these days. Not that I was being crazy or anything, but you know how things are. There was no Twitter, none of that crazy stuff. So, man, I was really, really fortunate to go ahead and to listen to that side eye and go to that audition.
Well, we do have a question from Liz, and occasionally
Yes.
we'll get some questions that I'll throw up. How difficult was it to see out of the head? She used to do the body work for Boo Boo and Cindy Bear at Jellystone Park.
Okay. Well, difficult. Yes, definitely. You see the black part of the mouth is like a doubled over window screen, basically. So it's limited in that way, and then the nose actually would come down in front, so you're having to look down or have to peek out from under the nose, and then plus you had some teeth coming down as well. But besides that, after a while, it just became kind of second nature. The difficult part stuff was up high. Took out several exit signs at hospitals, literally. Some eyeballs were shattered because didn't duck too low, but not a lot. After you've done it for a couple of minutes, it really is second nature, and I kind of that's my thing. I enjoy figuring that out, letting that be a second part of me. Like, I knew that my tail went back an extra 3 feet. Like I had to back into elevators. Right. I just knew that was going to happen. And most of the time I could see the doorway coming up ahead. And I could duck and do that all in stride.
So today with social media and the pictures and people always posting stuff, how fun it would be to have you backing into an elevator and get the expressions of the people that are in the elevator, and just having that, because back then you don't get that, you only get it right there. But now the other thing is being Barney. I mean, you're on tour, you're going to all these places, but you guys also aren't the only ones on tour. There are other people, including Aerosmith is on tour at the time, or I believe he is a big fan of Barney as well, if I'm not mistaken. I think this was you. If I'm wrong.
There's some misses there, but basically there were 40 people on this show.
Wow.
On the Barney's Big Surprise. There were about 20 cast members and 20 crew members. And those crew members came from rock and roll tours like Aerosmith and Rolling Stones and Tina Turner,
Oh my goodness.
Marilyn Manson, all of them.
Wow.
Bob Seger, the Doobie Brother, Leonard Skinner. You just name them. They have been out with Metallica.
What?
AC/DC. So whenever Barney was going to go out on tour, the Barney producers, and there's a great episode, my friend CAREY, who was on the tour with me, he's got Purple Roads podcast. I did an interview with Sloan Coleman and Jake Berry, and they were the producers of that tour. Sloan Coleman was from Barney, and Jake Berry was from rock and roll.
Wow.
And so Sloan got introduced to Jake because she heard that he had done a bunch of rock and roll tours. And Sloan is a big hair Oklahoma girl. Sloan, she loved her people. And, she just great. She's a cheerleader, great personality. And she hooked up with Jake, and she was like, I want this to be a big rock show. And I want it to be big. And I heard you could do it. And Jake was like, all right, let's give it a go. Right. And so they, put heads together, and Jake was like, well, if we're going to do it, I need some good people on. And so he called up his people who were from the Rolling Stones, et cetera, all those people I mentioned. And he put an A-team together. Wow. He put 20 people together, an A-team. And this had never been done like us. They'd done Big Bird and stuff. But that tour is nothing like, all respect to them, but not like we were doing. We were doing, trucks, and they're doing trucks as well. But just the mass. The massiveness of this stage and the production, it was a new deal, and it needed rock and roll roadies. And then to bring us to the point of Aerosmith, we were in Charlotte, North Carolina at the same time that Aerosmith was across town at the amphitheater, and our roadies, being friends with their roadies, after we got done with our show, hopped in our street clothes, hopped on our buses, and we drove across town to the amphitheater and went to the show. And we got backstage passes to go into the show and watch it. And I was loving it. And got done with the show and was going back to the bus, getting ready to go back to the hotel and, get back to life as we knew it. And I hear, hey, where's Barney? And me and CAREY were getting on the bus, and we're looking at each other, and we hear, Steven wants to meet Barney.
Oh my goodness.
And so we went, and us and the kids and moms that came to the show with us, Barry Pearl, some of the dancers, some of the other crew, we all went backstage, and we all met Steven Tyler and had a nice little meet and greet. Yes, that's it. That's the shot.
Oh my goodness.
That's the money shot.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know who that is to Steven's right, but some guy with hair.
Totally different.
There's a young mushmouth right there. Young mushmouth. Yeah, but it was great. And right before that picture, he was like, well, did you enjoy the show? And I was like, dude, that was awesome. Did you hear all those people screaming at you? That energy must be crazy. And he goes, yeah, man, it was awesome. And he goes, well, but I mean, like, you know what it's like. And I went, yeah, kind of. So that was a nice little moment that me and Steven Tyler had of relating to being on stage. And then we took that picture. He had a giant, just to CAREY's, an hour left, there was a giant table, big old table, had nothing but a big 3-layer chocolate cake.
Ooh.
And he goes, and all the kids, of course, were just chocolate cake. And Steven was like, yeah, check it out. Chocolate cake after every show.
Nice.
Like, well, that's what you get when you're Steven Tyler, huh?
Right? You get what you want, huh?
Yes.
Now the other thing is too, I know, like I said, because I could easily go on Barney quite a bit, but I know you have some other stories to tell. And so I have Ryman and Stealing in the background, the Beastie Boys, and I think
Big
that
props and thank you, by the way.
I think
Yeah,
there's some kind
that's
of
a nice touch.
yeah, I think there's something that leads into that, right? That leads into today, because you got some talent, my man. I know you can do some rapping.
You could be a
Well,
beastie
thank you.
boy.
So
Thank you very much. Well, actually, this goes back to the improv days. And maybe if you really want to take it back, it goes back to the Louisiana days.
Yeah.
When my black schoolmates and friends, they turned me on to Too Short.
Oh yeah.
Too Short and
Love Too
the
Short.
Gucci Crew.
Oh yeah.
And LL Cool J, Eric B, and Rakim,
Mhm.
all of them. So I was a fan back. I don't know why. There was really no reason that I should, other than the fact that it was great music, great beats, and you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
I was drawn to it then. Along the way, being a 80s well, born in 75, but growing up in the MTV generation
Yep.
in the 80s and watching TV, Pillsbury Doughboy commercials, as well as cartoons. I'm a big mimic of, Scooby-Doo and all that kind of stuff. So
we actually just we collect Funkos. We collect a lot of collectibles, and they just recently dropped a 6-pack soda cooler of Scooby-Doo. So Scooby-Doo is very big, right? And they had the Scooby-Doo NFTs. So Scooby-Doo is really big right now. Do you have what's your do you do Scooby or do you do Shaggy?
I do them both, actually. This is a great
both?
story, actually. I'll do my Shaggy first. Look at that, Scoob. Like I'm not going in any haunted house. And then to bring us up to the comedy troupe, right? So I'm in the comedy troupe, and first day of comedy troupe, everyone, we're like, all right, anybody do any imitations, any voices? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I do. And they're like, all right, who do you do? And I go, I do Scooby-Doo. And they go, I do too. Everybody did a Scooby-Doo. And I was like, oh, man. And I went, I can do the Pillsbury Doughboy. And they went, really? Let's hear it. And I went,
nothing says loving like my crescent rolls.
I love it.
And so my friend in the troupe named Mark Orvik, he goes, hey, say this. And I went,
I'm hollering 187 with my dough in your mouth, biatch.
And the whole room of comedians laughed, and I went, oh, I got something here. And so that, Snoop Dogg was big then, Tupac, Biggie, all of that was big at that time. And so one thing led to another, and I wound up redoing Snoop Dogg's What's My Name?
What?
So I did.
What's my muffin bacon name?
Yeah. So I redid that whole thing, and I wrapped it live on stage for 10 years at least.
Oh my goodness.
And after Mike McFarlane and Chris Rager booked their parts on Dragon Ball Z, that's when they brought Chris Sabat to the show, and he heard me do that. And he was like, I think I found the voice of Majin Buu.
Mm.
And so he booked me there. And now to fast forward, to get to your point, sorry for the tangent, but it's all relative.
Oh, exactly.
Oh, we love the stories.
So in the comedy scene, there were a couple of other comedy troupes in Dallas. Not a lot, but we were definitely the blue rated R comedy troupe. Everybody else was clean and sweet, and some of them were specifically non-cussing. But along the way, we were noticed, both because we were rude, but we had a little talent too. And it was entertaining. We got a good following. A lot of SMU kids would come over to the shows, and that was fun to battle drunk college entitled white children. Pardon me. But it was great. It was great training ground to, when you're a comedian, you're going to get heckled. And these kids were ruthless, but they hadn't seen the likes of us. Yeah, so a couple of guys in another troupe called Ad Libs were doing a corporate event. And they got the suggestion of Beastie Boys tribute band or cover band. And so those two went up and did a little bit. And they got a good reaction. But further, they were just like, dude, we should do that. And so they had two rappers right there. They were like, all right, where are we going to get a third white rapper? And so they called me and they're like, hey, yeah, we're doing this Beastie Boys tribute band. And I was like, no way. They're like, yeah, we want to see if you want to do that. I'm like, yeah, I totally do, but my wife is pregnant with twins. Like and I've already got a 2-year-old.
Oh wow!
And she's fixing to be on bed rest.
Yikes.
Like there is no way I need to be, picking up some tribute band, right? And so I'm like, all right, well, man, I appreciate you thinking of it. Let me see what I can figure out. I'll give you a call back. So I got off the phone. My wife said, who's that? And I told her, and she goes, you're going to do it, right? And I went, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I told him.
Right? I mean, yeah. I'm gonna. That's what I told him. Yeah, and there's nothing you can tell me that's going to stop me. I'm kidding. But no, my wife, that's why I love her, and she's the best. She's totally supportive, and called him right back, and I'm like, all right, I'm doing this, but let's go. Like, no messing around. I can't. Besides all the other things I got going on, I'm gonna be honest. Before this, I was I kind of had a negative attitude towards tribute cover bands. I got it, but I thought, okay, you do that in the garage until you get awesome, and then you take your next thing, right? Or you're playing bar gigs until you make some money. I didn't realize that this was now a market.
Yeah, it's a thing.
And then once I got involved, I'm like, all right, on top of the fact that I'm a hip hop head and I'm, I don't want to half-ass this. Not only that, but I'm a white guy. I am a 37-year-old white guy
from Louisiana
trying to get into the rap game. Now, actually, to be honest, Sassy, I thought the Louisiana thing is the only thing I got going for me. But that gives me at least a little excuse. They can at least doubt whether or not I got a little something in me. But I was like, oh, this is we got to go, right? And lucky enough, Ad Rock in the group, he is a salesperson by day and a corporate, well financed corporate business person, and he wasn't into messing around either. He's gone for weeks at a time, and oddly enough, he's got 2 children, and they're both the same age ranges as my children. So he was kind of in the same boat too. When he's gone and he comes home, he's home to spend time with his family. So if he's not spending time with his family, he's not making money working, it better be for a good reason. So he made when we were setting out goals in the beginning, one of his goals was to get paid well. And not just to get paid well, but to have the product to deserve and to, you know, to warrant being paid well.
Right.
And the other two guys that are no longer in the group, that nothing against them, but the other two guys, they thought that was a pipe dream. They thought that was crazy, silly, whatever. And I was like, I'm on my man's team. We making money on this. And sure enough, we make exactly what he put out a number there, and I was like, I'm on his team. Even if we don't make it, I'm at least shooting for that goal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
If you come up short, you're at least should be higher than the 0 you started out.
That's right.
That's kind of how I approach life anyway. And sure enough, to this day, we're doing that.
That's awesome. You know, I just realized, sorry, Eric, I just realized too, last year we were in the same building at the same time.
Go ahead.
We were at the Greenville, South Carolina Comic-Con together.
You're joking.
No. And I heard you all day long doing your MAJIN, your thing. And I didn't even know like there was a connection there. That's crazy, right?
That's wacky. Did we also meet? That happens too for me sometimes.
No,
like, no.
But I passed you several times, but never really.
Well, I'm glad that we're having a more formal meeting now.
Right.
Hopefully we'll be in the same place at the same time next time we can share a adult Louisiana beverage.
Or some beignets or something, you know?
Come on, whatever. Chicory. I buy community pecan praline just to make sure I don't lose it.
Have you had the Mardi Gras community coffee?
I have, yeah. My wife isn't big on the cinnamon. It's got a little bite for her.
A little too much. What about the pecan praline?
Listen, that's what I said. I stock that. I stock that so that on the weekend and it's time to relax, I'm like, I'm almost in Louisiana.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have to hook up and have a little drink or two. That would be nice.
Come on. Done deal.
Now, with the Beastie Boys, are you more like 80s, 90s, 2000s? Like which?
All of them.
Yeah, I love all of them. I got into it when they came out, and more because the next door neighbor, he was an older guy, and he had the tape, and then his mom found out, and she made him get rid of it. Right? We're like, what?
Oh,
and the only reason there was, of course, there were curse words on it. I was like, whatever. But the big thing was the inflatable penis that they would have on stage. That was the big thing that all the moms were mad about.
Right.
And I'm like, really? I mean, like, and I don't even want to see it. So, like, who cares? I just like the music.
Right.
And then, but being in the band, I've gone back and done the deep dive and done the whole study on it. And, you know, it's kind of a cool history study. But I'm probably more about the Check Your Head, Paul's Boutique, you know, instruments and the experimental. But there's not a one that I don't like, really, to be honest.
Well, they had to perform, like they kind of wrote some of those songs like using, like, I know they use their instruments, but they were like going overseas into smaller venues. And you know, I always grew up with the Beastie Boys. Obviously in high school we would go to the lunch because we can go off campus, and one of the guys that was driving, he had this Volkswagen Bug that had a hole in the floor, so you could always see the pavement as you're driving. So we'd always be rocking out to the Beastie Boys, you know. And and it was like one of those things. I did get a chance to see them in Texas, I think it was Houston, with my dad. But I always have enjoyed the Beastie Boys, and you know, I can listen to their music, you know, 100%. And it's like, you know, for the most part, you know, you got to blast, you know, you got to fight for your right, you know, absolutely love it. But
It's a
Mark
party.
Collecting has a question.
okay, let me get to horror card train because our chat is here as well. What made you want to do voice acting, and what were some of your favorite Comic Cons that you went to?
Oh, well, I always wanted to do voice acting since the time I was imitating Pillsbury Doughboy and Scooby and all those others at home. But that, you know, sitting in Halton, Louisiana, there was no, you know, and on top of the fact, and beyond that, there was no to-do list. There was no book to say, hey, this is how you do it. This is where you go. This is what's going. And even if you knew someone, it's hard to get into that industry, especially when I was getting into it in 90, 94, 95. So, you know, I always wanted to get into it, but it didn't really seem like a thing to do. However, at the end of my first semester of college in Louisiana, what up? I decided that I was done playing soccer and I wasn't going to go into marketing. I was going to try to be an actor. And I decided that I was going to go to New York or Los Angeles, and I would just be a bum and try to figure it out. And so I told my dad that's what I was going to do. And he was in advertising and asked me if I wanted some help. And a giant weight went off my shoulders. Oh, God, yes, please. Yes,
Wow.
please. And it wasn't financial. He couldn't even help me financially, but he was he had some connections with Kim Dawson's talent agency in Dallas. And so he made a phone call and told him that I was interested in getting into it. And so they suggested that I go to the acting school, the KD Studio Actors Conservatory in Dallas, Texas. And so that's what I did. I interviewed there, and I was here in January of 94. I graduated May 93, and I was here January 94, going to acting school, trying to figure it out. And, you know, it took 2 years to graduate a 15-month program. I'll let you figure out why. But when I did, like I say, as soon as I did, I got that Barney audition, and but then it still took me 6 months to get on the road and get some money. And in between those 6 months, I was still penniless and hopping couches and hungry and all that stuff. But yeah, it's worked out. It's worked out.
So now taking on, obviously, with Dragon Ball Z, a huge, you know, franchise, of course, you know, and you've been able to do several voices, but obviously, you know, Boo is one of the ones that you are known for. How does that go for you? Like taking on that, how do you like bring those voices to life? Like you're thinking, are you getting that direction from the company, you know, that creates Dragon Ball? Are you deciding, you're looking at the character and you're saying, okay, this is what I think that the character's voice should be?
Sure. It's a combination of all of that. It really is an ensemble production. For me, specifically for Majin Buu, of course, I had the voice of Pillsbury Homeboy that I was picked for. From that voice, I was picked, right? And so I kind of had that established. And then they took that voice, and with the direction from Sabbath, which was that this big pink monster was a baby and just wanted candy, but he was controlled by Bobbity, and that's the only reason that he was fighting people. And so, boy, I was super confused by all of that because I didn't even know what Dragon Ball Z was at the time. And I was trying to play catch up, but then I didn't have any words to use either. You know, if you remember, he didn't say much. If he said anything, it was boo, right? For the longest time, especially. Otherwise, it was, all of that. So, it's a combination of the director, my own input, what I see on the camera. What on the animation, what's in the animation, what's already there, what's in the script. And then, if for some reason something's not fitting for whatever reason, sometimes the interpretation may be off, because I've done Boo for this long. I'm used to taking out the articles in a sentence and speaking in baby talk, whereas the interpreters are just looking, okay, he says I want the chocolate now. And, oh, this is very interesting. Boo would love to do this. No. Boo like.
Now Tats,
You know what I mean?
Tats is a huge anime fan.
Come on.
And he wants to know if you did all 9 forms.
The forms I did was Fat, Evil, and Kid. Justin Cook does Super Boo and all of the absorptions.
So you went from a purple dinosaur to a pink monster.
Yes.
And I got to keep my waist size.
Right.
I didn't have to lose any weight.
So now when you're doing anime, now, like I said, and I do want to obviously get into the anime, and I know you have a huge background also with wrestling. And generally, guys, I've heard some of these stories, and I think that they're really fascinating. So I really wanted to get them out there. But you actually got to spend some time in a wrestling ring, right? You got to get in a ring, and actually, not a lot of people do that, obviously. So what's the story with that? And I know wrestling, Ric Flair is somebody that you have shown to like from back in the days, right?
Sure. Yeah.
But what is, wrestling's huge with us in this community.
Mm-hmm.
But you being in a ring, like what was that all about?
Well, that happened randomly in Corpus Christi at, I believe it's called RealmsCon at the time. And an organization called Rogue Wrestling was there. And I didn't even know it. I was there all weekend from Thursday night to Sunday night, and didn't know until Saturday night that there was wrestling at the event in the same building. And this guy that I'd met, he knew I'd met him randomly there at the event, and he told me about the wrestling across the way. And so when we got done for Saturday, I walked over there and introduced myself, and all those guys, they were huge Dragon Ball Z fans. And they gave me a warm welcome, and they invited me in the ring. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Appreciate it. And then the guy running it, he said, you want to have a match? And I was like, oh yeah. And he goes, all right, let's do it. And so they turned on the little cameras, the phones, and he gave us an intro. He introduced the match, me and this other guy, Brandon Hatchet Summers. He was painted. He's a juggalo. He's a Dragon Ball Z fan. We're good friends. And so the match was between us, and he has a replica. He had a replica WCW World Championship belt on at the time too. WCW. So my man gave the promo of it being a championship match, and boom, they said go, and I locked up. I'm like, let's do this.
Now, did you go to did you have some wrestling background?
I just watched it. I knew exactly what to do. I don't know. Just naturally the good. I know that the universe was looking out for me, because had I done that when I was younger, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. I probably never gotten into anime, never gotten into acting. I'd have been going up and down the road, getting my ass kicked, kicking other people's asses. You know what I mean? Because it was super fun, and I fell right into it. Had no problem locking up. Grabbed my man in a headlock, and it was just natural. And I dropped an elbow and went for the 1, 2, 3. Grabbed the leg, locked it up, won the championship in about 10 seconds. Dropped the people's elbow. I did land on the guy's arm. Sorry about that, Hatchet. That is lack of training. Had I known, I would have known to kick the arm out of the way and not landed on him. But
well, you just send him a case of Fago, right? Just send him a case of Fago and he's good, right?
He was fine. He was just fine. Yeah. And then after that, I've been fortunate to me and Rager got to do some announcing, both out of the ring, and did a little bit of an angle inside the ring with FCSW, Florida Cosplay Wrestling.
Oh, okay.
Right. They do they just do a bunch of different stuff. They had a Mr. Satan at the time when we did the thing. So we were on commentary, live commentary, while Mr. Satan was fighting. I think it was Skeletor. I think that's what happened.
That's
yeah.
funny.
It was super fun. We stayed friends with them. One of the wrestlers at the time was Leva Bates. She still does things with them, aka Blue Pants, aka the librarian in AEW at the present time, I think, most recently. Yeah. So yeah, I just been, my interest in wrestling has afforded me the opportunity to meet some other people along the way too at these cons. Keith Lee, I've met, and Christian. Who else? Duggan, Hacksaw. I got a great picture of me and Hacksaw.
What?
Me, Hacksaw, Jim Duggan, and Rager.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, exactly. He came. We were talking to him for a second, and then it was like, "All right, well, we're gonna do a picture." I'm like, "Yeah, totally." He goes, "All right, bring it in, guys. All right, bring it in. All right, here we go. Oh, tough guy. All right, now." And then he goes, "All right, hands around my neck." And so I went, okay, and I put my hands around his neck. Rager put his hands around his neck, and Duggan put his hands around Rager's neck, and we all mugged for the camera. Took a great shot. Oh, it was so awesome.
Oh my gosh.
It was so great. Duggan, I mean, I felt like me and him had known each other for forever.
Yeah.
Just chatting and
There's just some people you instantly connect with, and you feel like you could, you've been friends for years, and you could have a whole conversation, just sitting there. Speaking of that, we are having a Comic-Con here in October. Do you have plans on being here for that?
Where? Lafayette. Which one?
Louisiana Comic-Con, I think is the name of it. It's in October.
I haven't been invited. I've been trying to get in with my man. Holla at your boy if you're watching.
Yeah, that would be awesome, because then we could definitely hang out and get a little beer or something, a little drink.
Well, you got my number. If you know anyone, send them my way.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, speaking of conventions, I mean, now that we're getting back into that, because obviously during the pandemic era, what did you fill yourself with, like, music? I know you have some things on Facebook where you're like playing dad, were you cleaning the house? Like, or were you getting some voice acting work? Were you practicing on some of your characters for Dragon Ball Z?
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I was doing all of that.
You're doing it all?
I'm trying to stay busy. Most of my voices obviously are character voices, more character-y. So there haven't done a lot of stuff regularly. But whenever they need me, I'm here. And I was able to fill some time with that, doing auditions as well. But yeah, with my music, I figured out during that time that it don't matter what, I will always be creative. And it's just gonna happen. No matter what, I will always be creative. So I just not that I ever avoided it or ignored it, but yeah, just embrace it and go for it.
Okay.
I've been
Now,
lucky.
I mean, you have done a great job with, I mean, a lot of people, Sassy and I are still kind of like, both our kids are kind of like into the anime now. They're just kind of starting to get into it.
Okay.
I have not really dived into a lot of the anime, but I'm still kind of like learning. Tats, I talked to Tats about different types of anime and stuff like that. Like
Okay.
Tokyo Ghoul. I'm a horror guy. Like I collect a lot of the horror stuff, and so I try to identify with the anime. Now, you
Sure.
being an anime voice actor and getting into this, how would you describe that to somebody that doesn't even know anything about anime, or if they're like saying, well, what is it all about? Like,
Well, I'd start with anime as basically Japan animation, right? It's a style, and there's a lot of fantasy stories that deal in reality based situations. Your basic hero villain, people overcoming obstacles, be they other people or animals or nature. It's pretty basic in that situation, and then you can go from everything to as fantastical as you can imagine, and that is the truth. Anybody who knows anime can bring up some. You can think you're making it up. You can think there can't be a show about fruit in a basket. Oh yes, there can. What about underwear? Oh yeah. You know what I mean? Wait a second, animation. Oh yeah. So if you're into it, if you got some time, go for it. That it's not for everyone, but it's a cool way to escape. And if you like animation, if you like drama, if you like action, there's some for everybody. That's another great thing about anime is in pretty much one episode of everything, there's going to be a little bit of genre in a little bit of every genre in everything. There are some animes with a certain tone, but for the most part, the sky's the limit. There is no limits in anime. That's the beauty of it. That's one of the. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say anime has been around since the 1900s. I mean, it was inspired by Disney, and so I mean, anime. In our community, like I said, we have a lot of anime lovers. Both Sassy and I do online auctions for Whatnot, and it's like people are always like, "You have any anime pops? You have any One Piece? Any Demon Slayer? Any Dragon Ball Z?" Like, I mean, it's like, so now I've gotten to the point of investing in them. Now, are you a Funko? Do you like Funko Pops? Do you have some?
I do like the Pops. As someone with children, I don't get to collect them beyond what is given to me graciously. I've been given every pop that I have, and I'm lucky to have all of the Boo Pops, each one of the Boo Pops, and then randomly I have wrestlers.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, I do have Pillsbury Doughboy. I have the homegirl from Heavy Metal. That was my first favorite anime. Besides, I would say, Warner Brothers and everything else, my first favorite animation, obviously, kind of, right? But as far as technically anime, that would be Heavy Metal. So that's cool. And I've got It's been a while. I put my collection up. I think I got some music ones too.
Well, we need some Beastie Boys Funko Pops.
Yeah, that would be great.
Good luck.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to see it, but I mean, if anything else, maybe some customs. People can do some customs, but
would be, yeah.
We got Green Day, 21 Pilots. I mean, you got tons of. You even got Elvis, you know. So it's like the only ones I haven't been able to see is obviously the Rolling Stones and Beastie Boys. But I mean, you do have a good variety of music pops that are coming into direction, you know.
Now, I would like the boxes with the albums for the Beastie Boys. You know what I mean? I love those. That's the other problem. Having kids, and then I go to these comic book stores and do signings, and I see those, and I'm just like, oh God, no, leave them. Gotta leave them.
Well,
I come home with a brand new suitcase full of pops every time.
Right. So, how old are your kids?
I got a 15-year-old and twin 12-year-olds. Remember the twins?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can always tell. 17. All right. Mm-hmm. I can always tell how old Ryman and Steelen is. or I can always tell how old my twins are. You know, however you want to look at it.
Right.
Well, mine are 15. I have two boys, and mine are 15 and 12.
Yeah. Well, see, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. I'm basically an Uber driver these days, in between my voiceover gigs and auditions, right?
Dad, yeah, we can't call it Dad's Taxi anymore, right? It's Dad's Uber, you know.
That's it. I did come up with the nickname Duber, but then I thought, never mind. Never mind. I can't. I'm not gonna go with that one.
Now, how do your kids feel about the anime? Are they following it? No, or I mean, do they enjoy your with the voices and stuff?
They're girls. They like to use it to their advantage when they can with other friends and teachers and other things like that. But they don't watch Dragon Ball Z. They don't watch anime per se. They are TikTokers and sports cheer. They do cheer and soccer.
Okay.
And between all that, it don't stop here.
No, I know it's 24/7 at the hotel. I get it.
Constant.
Absolutely, and it's great to have that support in the family. You know, especially what you do, like you mentioned, with your wife, because it does take you a lot of great places. I mean, like you're traveling to conventions. Do you go, like you're going to be going to the UK, right? You're going to be going places like that, or?
We haven't booked the UK again yet, but we're looking to. 2019 was the last time we were there.
2019.
Wow.
Yeah, we came back, and then the holidays were here, and then the world ended.
Yeah.
So yeah, but we're getting back out there. We're doing we're at a few comic book stores. We're doing Savannah Comic Con in September. Kauai Con in June. We got several. I have to look at my calendar. Me and Rager do this every time. Okay, what do we got going on? Hold on. Got to get my calendar. I don't know.
Now, even like Chris Sabat, I actually had a friend of mine who co-hosts. He has like a dummy, Charlie, that he ventriloquist.
Oh,
and he actually got to meet Chris, and Chris was taken in by the ventriloquist, and he wanted to actually put it on and do it, the voice and stuff himself. But now I know, Chris, you might, luckily, if you're in that area, you might actually get married by Chris, right? I mean, there's a possibility with Chris being, in some of these conventions, some of these people have some crazy wedding ideas.
He is ordained. You also, if Vegeta isn't your taste, you could get Boo.
See,
I'm also ordained. I'm going to be marrying. I married my friend CAREY Stinson, the other Barney, and this at the end of May, I'm going to marry a couple of Dragon Ball Z fans
That's
in
amazing.
Colorado. Yeah.
Oh
That's
wow,
cool.
nice.
Yeah. So that's
Well, I
gonna be
did
fun.
message the Louisiana Comic-Con and said, "Hey, we need to get Josh here." So,
Well, thank you. That happens, Sassy. I got an extra crawfish pie for you.
all right.
Okay.
All right. So I wanted to kind of check again now, chat. If you do have any questions, feel free to ask. How are you? So blessed, Pops. How's it going? Candyman as well. Anime fan.
Obi.
What's up, Obi? Now, Obi's a wrestling fan.
Obi.
Now, how much has wrestling? Now, you grew up watching it like with your dad. Like your dad take you to a lot of the.
No. I grew up watching it with my papa.
Oh, okay.
Right. And it was, and really, I wasn't interested in it. I remember seeing them, hitting each other and tussling, and not really being interested in that part. But I saw my papa in his recliner just getting all crazy, and I just watch him. And then the promos would come up with Flair. Listen, right? Yeah. And my papa would sit there and he'd eat it all up, and then he's gonna get him. He's gonna get him. And I just thought it was the funniest thing. So after a while, you get older and you start watching it. Well, then I'd go home, away from my papa's house, and it's on my TV. Let me watch it for a second. So then I'd watch it, and then the satellite age came in, and we had a satellite. So all of a sudden, I was getting the pay-per-views.
Mm-hmm.
And if I was smart enough, I remember hearing the radio chatter back in the day, but not appreciating it. You know what I mean? Kind of almost being annoyed by it. The stuff that you hear on behind the scenes videos now of Lawler talking to Vince or, whoever. Okay, well, we're going to come back from commercial and don't fuck it up this time. Or whatever. Sorry, I didn't.
You're actually no worries.
So, yeah, I didn't appreciate that, but I remember I could watch the whole thing and see different angles, and I could pick the different coast. I could watch the West Coast broadcast of it, the later one. Anyway, I digress. I don't know. I was just a fan, and then the older I got, I was like, the dichotomy the struggle I was having in my head was, okay, there's a lot of times I see where there's no way he touched him, right? That didn't happen. And then there's other times where I'm like, he knocked it. Or that had to hurt. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to figure that part of it. Just something in my head's trying to figure that out instead of being like a regular consumer and just going, oh, this is enjoyable or not. And then the older I got, I just paid attention. And then sure enough, we get out on the road on Barney, and I'm looking, and there's Xerox copies of like WCW production. This is the printout they had on their production office, just like we do on our production office. But there says WCW, ours says Barney. And so I'm just like, oh, well, wait, they were just here? Yeah, well, so-and-so is going to be here next week. And I'm just like, no way. Well, one night we're in London, and WWF at the time still was at the same hotel, and they were doing a pay-per-view.
What?
And I had kind of gotten out of being a regular viewer because I was at acting school, didn't have cable, didn't have sound, didn't have anything, didn't have TV. So yeah. And then all of a sudden we're in London, and I see on Sky Sports, they show an episode, and this one episode has Vince McMahon in a wheelchair. He's got a neck brace on, he's in a wheelchair, and all this other stuff. Well, one night we're coming home from the show, and I'm walking through the lobby, and I'm like, that's Edge and Christian. I go to the elevator, go up to my room, put my stuff down, freshen up, and I come back down to the bar, as was usual, to meet my friends. And I meet my friend Creech, the Creature. He was a lighting guy on the Barney tour. He traveled with Bob Seger, and he's way up in the business now. Anyway, we meet up for a drink, and there's Vince McMahon at the bar. All the wrestlers are at the bar.
Oh my gosh.
Mark Henry's in a big mafia booth with a bunch of white girls around him. And I was jealous. And so me and Creech were ordering a drink, and Creech, who wasn't a big wrestling fan, had been watching with me the night before, and he had seen Vince in the wheelchair, who was now standing next to us at the bar with no neck brace. Well, Creech has no filter, and I mean zero filter. And so Creech goes, is that the guy we saw last night on TV? And I went, yeah. And he goes, hey, you don't look like you're hurting so bad tonight. And I went, and Vince McMahon goes, let's just say I'm going to heal just fine. And I was like, oh my gosh. It was so surreal. It was, and from that point on, I my interest regrew exponentially.
So those that are coming in, whether you're watching on the rewind, and we really appreciate it, or those just coming in, Josh Martin is a voice actor with Dragon Ball Z, but before he became a voice actor in Dragon Ball Z, he actually got to be Barney on the 1996, like the tours. So he would don the costume. And so he's also done many things that we have covered and gone over. So definitely check the rewind. If you're watching, get a little ingestion of all the goodness that we have shown here on today. But we do have some questions in regards to some of the anime. What I'd like to get into just some questions, and Sassy, if you have some as well. Now, if you could choose any actor to voice alongside you in the anime show, past or present, who would you pick?
In the booth at the same time, because we normally record separately. Well,
then, I mean, to be able to share maybe a scene, but maybe they record it separately, but you're like somebody that you get to actually choose. They come to you and they say, hey, we have this character. We need a voice for it. Who do you want?
Sure. Oh, well, I mean, if I Rob Paulson, Maurice LaMarche, Frank Welker, the classics, Pinky, the Brain, Fred from all those guys are classics. Hamill, Mark Hamill, I'll tell you, if he's not busy, right? Yeah, that'd be cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do you have a favorite? Like, I mean, you have like with your animes. Do you have like favorite characters yourself? Like maybe a favorite female character? There's so many wide varieties and shows out there. Do you follow other shows as well?
Presently, I am not that great at following current shows. To be honest, I'm a typical actor in that if I'm not in it, I don't watch it.
Okay.
No, maybe not typical actor, but and honestly, it's about time. It's
Right.
about not having that. I just don't. If I had extra time, it would be filled by a request from a child or a wife or elsewhere.
Right.
But you know, my friends, Monica Rial, Jamie March, Marchie. I don't know how she likes to pronounce it these days. You know, I'm just, there's so much room these days and
Right.
opportunities for everybody, which is cool. Back in the day, you know, just when we were starting this, there's a lot of the same people and a lot of stuff because we were the only people they knew. You know, it was just like, that's why Sabbath is like every other voice, because he just did them. He was there. He just, and then after, I was like, oh, well, I can't do this because I got to find someone else. And so we'd ask, hey, do you know someone? I got a friend that, you know, because it didn't pay great. No one knew about it. And the agents were not interested in helping anyone get it either. So it was a big word of mouth kind of thing.
So Umpty's coming in with a question. Do you do the DBZ work in Texas? So how much time do you have to spend doing the work? How much?
It is done in Texas, here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And you know, it's usually about 2-3 hours, depending on how much you have to do. That's, you know, probably some of the bigger parts are multiple days of usually about 3-4 hours at the most. If you don't have any screaming, you might be able to go 4 hours. You know, if you're doing some battle scenes or screaming or dying or whatever else, 3 is going to be safe, okay. And probably not 2 days in a row, just for the vocal health and quality performance. Is just something that is standard. Been doing it long enough where that we figured out that works for the most part.
Okay. All right, appreciate that, Umpty. Now, which anime character would you feel that's out there that you share similarities and can relate to the best?
Yeah, Fat Boo.
Definitely
Fat Boo. I'm besides the size, we're kind of close in complexion. If I don't go, there's one of my favorites. Both of those, yes. Trust in me, trust in me. Oh, anyway, you get me off on tangents. That's not helping. Yeah, no, definitely the big pink one because I like candy. I like sweets. I'm really a nice sweet guy, lovable. I share better than Boo. But I'm definitely quick to turn into Kid Boo. You mess with me with the quickness.
Well, there you go. Candyman said, "Do you also like chocolate?" So there you go. Do you have a favorite chocolate bar or candy bar that's a go-to?
You know, in my older age, now that the chocolates are getting a little better and easier to access, I like the Godivas. I like some sea salt and caramel, and dark chocolate is yummy. I like all chocolates. Starbursts and Skittles are my favorite candy.
I just tried these new Skittle gummies.
Oh,
so good.
You like? See, I'm weird with gummies.
No,
I'm weird with gummies.
I love gummies.
And it's Gummy Worm's fault way back in the day when they when I went to grandparents' house and they were like, sure, get whatever you want, and then they left me with the bag.
Yeah, you always had to have the green and the yellow ones. The ones that were green.
Listen, they had the best little grocery store in their neighborhood in Baton Rouge, right? There was and we'd go and they still had the scoops. You could scoop what you wanted. You could go in and scoop your own jelly bellies, right? Now that was back in the day that they didn't quite have them all separated in their own flavors yet. So you'd have to go in and pick your own, but you could do that here. Anyway.
Now doing a lot of scenes, do you get a chance when you're doing the voiceover work? Do you get a chance do you watch your scenes, play them back? You know, what are some of your favorite scenes that you have done in the Dragon Ball, episodes? Is there a favorite one that comes to mind for you?
Oh, that I've done. Yeah. The two that stand out is the first scene, the first time that Boo goes to downtown in the series, Dragon Ball Z series, and he learns about ice cream and money and girls. And and he finally has a line that isn't Boo. He saw the girl and he's like,
You think Boo's sexy?
that was my first favorite one, but then the classic one you've been kind of popping up here off and on.
Oh, pudding cups are for Boo.
James says, have you done any live action roles? If not, do you have interest?
I do. I have done live action roles. There's one I'm in a film called La Flamme Rouge. That is the red flame in French, but it is called La Flamme Rouge. And it is on Hulu. I think Amazon Prime too. Yeah, it was fun. There's Clint Howard's in it. Balthazar Getty is in it. A few other people. It was fun. I got to be a villain. I got to be me. That's always fun. Yeah, I've done a few things. I've done some independent stuff. As you can see, I got a face for radio. So being in Dallas, Texas, there's not a lot for me. There's not a lot for me. It's a lot of Procter and Gamble. Hi, don't you want this insurance? Not for me. I'm the guy going, yeah, this used car is gonna be great.
Maybe they want the Pillsbury Doughboy to sell insurance.
Wouldn't that be great? Yeah.
Pillsbury Doughboy meets the Geico.
15% or more.
Obi says IMDb is stacked. Good gravy. Yeah,
thank you. I'm lucky. I'm kind of lucky.
Louisiana.
That's right. Les bon temps.
Yeah, when I found that out, I had to tell Sassy right away, and it was like she got really excited, and because we don't really get that too many times when we do bring people on that are within that realm, and they're usually somewhere else in different areas and stuff.
Yeah, I love to promote that I'm from Louisiana whenever they ask, whenever I can get it in there. I'm a little bummed. I have not been to a big Louisiana con yet, and I think there's a big opportunity missed.
Well, let me tell you.
I don't know if I stink or what the deal is, but
no, I'm
easy to work with.
Every time they schedule it, either a hurricane comes through or something. So now they're trying to. They moved it to October, hoping that we're going to be free and clear between hurricane and COVID. The last 2 years have been canceled.
Right,
so.
Right. Well, I appreciate that reference. I hope that works out, and if so, we're gonna pass a good time. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, and Sassy's a great campaign manager, so you never know. When she's on something, she's gonna do it.
Yeah, that's right. I'm great at advertising.
Right on, guys. Hey, listen, I hate to do this. I got time for like one more question, and then I got to get back to the family duties.
So let me ask you this then. The question that I wanted to ask you. So if you could, and this is going to be hard for you, but maybe not. if you could put together an anime series using any 5 characters from any anime shows, okay, that are out there, who would be the characters and what do you think the story would center around?
Okay. The first 2 characters are Boo and Satan. And that's because this is a long time goal of mine and Chris's. We want to do anime's favorite odd couple as an odd couple series, its own offshoot mini series, right? Or episodes, right? Like All in the Family, like the Jeffersons was a spinoff of All in the Family, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Boo and Satan is a spinoff of Dragon Ball Z. And it will be the tales, the trials and tribulations of the anime's favorite odd couple roommates, Boo and Mr. Satan. Follow them as they decide who pays rent this month, who forgot to take out the trash, you know what I mean? All those kinds of things. And then, so that's the first 2. And then the beauty here is that it opens it up for everyone, from Vegeta to Bulma to Piccolo to Naruto. Maybe Naruto swings by. Pikachu needs a cup of sugar. I don't know.
Would you have a crossover One Piece?
Oh, Yosaku could come by because maybe he needs Boo to make him a new water pipe. I don't know. Anything's possible in anime, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Hey, Boo, like, I need a new pipe.
Just a second.
Wow.
Can we? Oh, okay. So Obi the Kid, can he request a goodbye as Rocky Balboa?
Rocky Balboa. That's so crazy. Hey, yo, Mickey. Yeah, goodbye. You're the bum. No, you're a bum rock.
Great voices, great talent. We loved being able to hang out with you today and appreciate you giving us the time.
Yeah.
Anything on the horizon now for you that people can look forward to? Maybe in person, you might be somewhere that they're going to be at a future event.
Sure. Got lots of stuff coming up. I'll be in Las Vegas next weekend for Anime and Cars convention. Be My Secret is the name of the company throwing that on. Me and Erica Schroeder from Pokemon and other things is going to be there. Let's see. I'll be doing Rhyming and Stealing next month in Frisco and Buda, Texas. So lots of stuff. And if you want to keep up with me, you can go to Original Boo on Twitter or Josh Martin Voice on Instagram and Facebook, Josh Martin. Check me out there.
I was going to double check you. Do you do cameos as well? Because I saw you're on Cameo.
Yes, absolutely. On Cameo. Yeah.
All right. So you're covering a lot of ground.
Hit me up. I'll yell at some people for you.
There you go, guys. So Josh Martin, appreciate it 100%.
Thank you all for having me. I appreciate y'all taking the time, having me on here. Great talking to y'all, and I look forward to doing it anytime. And
much blessings to you and the family. And if you could just sign us off with Popping Around the World, Eric and Sassy, in any voice that you'd like to pick, we'd love it. Just give us a little shout out, Popping Around the World, and we hope you have a blessed day.
Same to you guys, absolutely. What's up, everybody? Josh Martin here, voice of Dragon Ball Z's Majin Buu, lots of other things. I'm here on Popping Around the World with Eric and Sassy, and I hope you have enjoyed the show. I hope you tune in often, give them support. And if you don't,
I'll turn you to chocolate ninja.
Thank you so much. We
Thanks,
love it.
Josh. It's been a
y'all be
pleasure.
well, all right?
You have a
Much
great
love.
weekend. Take care.
Stay well.
We'll be connecting soon.
All right.
That
So-
was fun.
Yeah. So Josh Martin, like I said, I had contacted in regards. So I'm glad that he was able to come through and do this. It was something that took a while, but at the same time, it's like it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? So 100%. So we appreciate you guys in the chat hanging out and being here. I know anime is a huge thing in the community, and that's what we're trying to do with popping around the world. Reach out and bring people in to interview, whether it's anime, wrestlers, movie celebrities, TV shows, whatever we can happen to get.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to do that. So
I would love to have a wrestler on soon. That would be awesome.
I've messaged a few. I have messaged a few, and I'm hoping like maybe like somebody that's getting a little bit older but has been on the scene but would have time to kind of give back a little bit. So we'll see. Maybe we can find someone like has a Louisiana connection too or something, and just kind of go from there. But I mean, that'd be cool if the con thing works out.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I did message a UFC. Is he UFC? He's from Louisiana. We have a connection, but I haven't talked to him in years. My husband Terrell did some work at his house years ago. I was thinking about trying to see if we could get that going for him to come on here, but I don't know if he would or if he has time. He is Dustin Poirier.
Oh, okay. What's up, Danny? Said hi all. He says, when is Annie M going to be on? I know Danny pops into when she does her karaoke on Wednesdays in the morning, like she has her karaoke show.
Yeah.
We appreciate you, Candyman. You have a great weekend as well. Thanks for coming in and supporting. Danny, are you a fan? You're a fan of Annie M? Let's see. She has a great voice. She does a great job singing. Let's give Danny his Annie M fixed. Okay, let's see here. We got to make sure and Annie M actually became a channel member for us. So Annie M. But definitely it's a lot of fun. He said most definitely a fan. Well, yeah, we all in the community are a big fan of Annie M. 100%. And
she has become family to a lot of us recently, so it's been nice to get to know her.
Yeah, she's been very supportive, and she'll come into the live streams. Now she most likely would probably be here, but she's sleeping because of the hours in Hong Kong and stuff like that. So and she actually wasn't feeling that good recently, so hopefully she feels better. But she does do her streams on Wednesdays, and in the morning it's usually about like 6 a.m. Like she's on here like 6 a.m. my time, so like 9 a.m. East Coast or whatever. I know Danny's popped in a few times, and maybe Danny can come on and sing. But yeah, it's a lot of fun just to do stuff like this.
King Bob, when will King Bob be back on? I miss him. Well, we miss King Bob too.
Well, and the thing is, King Bob, maybe when you do your little adventures, like at the Disneyland or something, you can bring us maybe a little tour or something.
Or him and the Nerd Dungeon could come on together. He
yeah,
does the nerd thing every week.
Yeah, he actually does it on Mondays. They so we kind of like I think they're an hour before. And that's the thing too is one of the things that we've tried to do as a show is our first season we had a lot of guests on, and so the second season we're trying to bring on a whole new slew of guests,
right?
And then maybe towards the end of the year circle back and see if there to bring somebody else on from season 1 or something. And I think it's always good to be able to mix it up a little bit. And
Barbarian said that the other day. He says, I thought y'all said you were going to have me back on. I haven't been back on yet. I'm like, trying to, get some new guests going.
Well, we like I said, Sassy does a good job of reaching out and putting people in the books, and and I'll really try to put a lot of time and effort into finding people like today, with Josh, and just to give you guys something different and give you guys a little bit of whether it's, and if you're not a big anime fan, there's a lot there. Wrestling, just to learn, like, him meeting Aerosmith as, Barney, and like just everything, the backstory,
Well, I mean, and just his attitude in general and how cheerful and upbeat and funny he was. Even if you don't like anime, it was still, awesome to talk to him no matter what. So
Danny says, trust me, you don't want me singing. And that's the other thing too, is we got some really great shows that have been forming out there. Like obviously we've been doing our show now for like almost pretty much getting close to that 1.5 year mark, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so that's something that we try to do, and we've changed it. We've gone from Thursdays to Tuesdays, and we've kind of kept the Monday for a while now, and it's always hard because you never know when other people are going to go live, but you just do the best you can. Like today,
yeah.
we had we had to do Friday. That was when our guest was available, and so we made it happen. But the Horsemen, they're doing a great job with their show. You have obviously King Bob, doing his show on Mondays, bringing on guests and things of that nature. You also have Pop the Chaos, they're doing their show. So I think it's great and then Waynco and TechBot, like they do stuff. And then of course Chase on Saturday. So there's always like something that's going on that you can stop in and support. So 100%.
Yeah.
But I think, like I said, I enjoyed it. Like I said, Kid Boo, 100%. A fun guy, great talent, and I'm glad that he was able to come on and hang out with us. But what do we have on the horizon? So next Monday, I actually see I'm in baseball right now, guys. My son had his first game yesterday, and we got practice tonight. We got a game on Saturday, a game on Sunday, a game on Monday. It's like go crunch everything in. They got to get all these games in so these kids can qualify for All-Stars. And when you're here in Tahoe and you get snow on the field, it just makes it really hard.
Yeah.
But so next Monday, we don't really have. Wait, hold on. Let me take this. It's a school, so I got to make sure it's not for Jake.
Okay.
Hello.
So I don't think we're gonna have a show Monday, but I might go live Monday for a little while just to hang out. If anybody wants to come hang out with me on a Monday, like Obi or Umpty or Danny, doesn't matter. And then the following week, I'm not going to be able to be there because my son has his awards. So I don't want to miss that because, we don't have much time left and he'll be graduating high school. So he'll be his last year of school coming up next year, this coming up school year. So every opportunity I can spend with him, it's going to be taken. So hope everybody enjoyed the interview. It was actually one of my favorites, I guess, because he's from Louisiana and I always feel a, connection with hometown people. But he was really upbeat and easy to, laugh and have fun with. So I really enjoyed this interview. And I know it was a weird time, but hopefully people will go back and watch the rewind. It was, like I said, one of my favorite ones so far. Yep, your oldest graduates next month. That's crazy.
So you know what else is crazy? So I decided. So Logan stayed home today, right? And because we, just for whatever reason, I was like, okay, you can go ahead and you can stay home today. I think. And the school just called and they was saying that they were sending kids home because there's a possible explosive device on campus, and
Wow.
so they're investigating it and all that stuff. So I was like, well, I guess it worked out anyways. But whenever you get those calls, like you get the school district, so I'm like, well, maybe if something happened to Jacob, I got to make sure 100%. But
right.
Because that's probably, that's nowadays, that's like one of your bigger fears as a parent of stuff like that happening, and it's just thoughts they're there because it's more active, or if anything, it's more out there because of social media,
right?
Just to get that call that that there's an explosive on campus, and it's like so.
Well, and our school, Trey School, is not that far from the main road, and there's quite a few businesses around the area, and it's not far off the interstate, so there's always something going on, and you get an email, the school's on lockdown, and I'm like, wait, what? Wait, you're simulcasting to both channels. OMG, who do I choose to watch? Oh, well, obviously those with the Wait, we're broadcasting on my channel too?
Well, I put it on both channels so to be able to watch. Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Oh, I thought it would give you that kind of, but that way people can watch on both replays or whatever, and it gives you the hours too. And
that's awesome. Thank you, Eric.
Yeah.
That makes me happy. I really, really enjoyed this interview. I think mainly because he's from Louisiana. I don't know if that's what, but like he was so, I don't know. It was amazing. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know. He's so
where are you at on the watch hours? It seems like it. Where are we at on that?
I was like very, very, very close, and then I lost. So I am at. I checked again today. Let me see. I was like really close, and then I lost again. It's driving me nuts. I just want to get to it. I don't care what happens after. I just want to hit the goal.
Yeah.
I'm at 39.66. So the other day I was at like 39.70, and I lost a couple, and then I lost a couple more, and he's kind to everyone but you.
Oh, Mr. Richard, you know I love you. You know basically, I'm just trying to like figure out like how to get you to that point, that threshold.
It's crazy.
So hopefully, like this right here, people will be able to like maybe see it. Like people that are Dragon Ball Z fans that are working and they don't get a chance to be here or whatever, and or just over the weekend they rewatch and you just kind of have that. But really a cool, interesting guy. A lot of like I said, a lot of backstory. I thought it was cool meeting Aerosmith and wearing the Barney costume on tour. And then just how he got into the Dragon Ball Z, stuff in regards. And so definitely, really cool to be able to bring somebody in of that nature.
Really being this close, the only way to get to it is to live stream every day for a week. That would put you over.
Okay. So here's the thing, Crispy. So Sassy is probably going to see him in person.
Hopefully.
She's the one that may possibly see him if he gets to go at a con. So
Well, his sister actually lives here, so
yeah,
we may actually get to hang out anytime whenever he comes back to Lafayette. So we'll see.
yeah.
I just
So
would hate to bombard him though. Like if we're drinking a beer or having, having a dinner or something, and hey, can you sign this for me? Yeah.
no, what you do while he's drinking, you just put a pen in his hand and you go like, so if you were signing an autograph, what would it be like? And then just be like, here, and then like, oh, okay, this is really cool. Well, I'll just keep this as reference. No worries. Like, should I buy you another beer? You know, but just just kind of have fun with it. But so what would you guys give us some insight? We're trying to get that's why we wanted to get voiceover actors. We wanted to try to get different types of people to come in, and that's why we did some of the TV movie stuff, and just to give you a different insight to what's behind their industry, and obviously the people that you learn to like and appreciate, like a Boo, you actually get to meet the person that's voicing that character. So I mean, it's really cool. And then you never know, you might see him in a con, and down the road, and you could be like, hey, I saw you on Pop In Around the World. So
Hey,
what's
hey
up,
Evan and Lucy.
Evan and Lucy? Hello, hope you guys are doing well. Pull Daddy's beard.
I got them on a kick of watching Popeye. So I sent Obi-Wan a Popeye soda from me, and I shipped it out. And ever since then, they've been on this watching Popeye the Sailor Man.
That yeah. So if you guys give us some suggestions, maybe give us an idea who maybe we can try to bring in and research. But we obviously on next Monday, maybe we'll just have kind of like a hangout show after my game, like maybe a little bit later version or something.
Sounds good. What
and
time is
then,
the game usually?
so we usually start at 5:30. And it always depends. I think we go to about 7. So, but I mean, even if it's just a short period of time, we can always do that. And
Yeah.
and then as we're getting into summer, now the thing is, I may in July, we may have to tweak a schedule or something, because I may be on a trip. So towards the end of July. I'm trying to work stuff out in that regards.
Well,
But
I really don't think we have really a whole lot booked for the end of July yet anyway. So, oh look, this is what I wrote one time for Obi. Obi likes to write in his book. Let's see. What do I have for July? Yeah, I don't really have much for July. Now the 9th, we're having that toy company on, but I'm not going to be able to be here, so you'll have to handle that on your own.
Well, I think what we'll do with the toy company, I mean, I'll see, maybe we can get a later start, or because I know we pushed them back from the 2nd to the 9th because of the game. But it is the time of the year when it is graduations and stuff like that, and I'm sure they may understand. So maybe I'll reach out to them, because usually when we do these shows, like I said, it's you and me when it's popping around the world. So plus I still want to I have to send you the half of the product, so we can have that both each. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So. I'll reach out to them and see what happens. I mean, basically, that's kind of what our show is going to be kind of like in the next month and a half. Is kind of like, we may do a Friday show, we may do a Tuesday show, a Saturday show. It may be, Monday, maybe later than the 5:30. I mean, it's just going to be kind of flexible, all the way. So we appreciate it, Candyman. Oh, Mark with the Nerd Bar. There you go.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we when we had Mark on, he was a lot of fun last year when we had him on.
Oh my gosh, I almost peed my pants.
Well, remember I went around the here in town and I went and interviewed with people and I said, hey, have you ever heard of the Nerd Bar?
Yeah.
Like, they'd be like, no, where's that? Like, they would think of it like a bar. So yeah, but Mark, the Nerd Bar is pretty funny. 100%. And we're definitely trying to see how we can further show the second half of the year as we get into, because we've already almost hit that 6-month mark. So,
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, so do you have anything to open or?
No, I just recently got the Frankenstein Chase.
I mean, Frankenstein.
Yeah, I think it glows. Yeah, glow in the dark Frankenstein. He also has a flower in his hand. It's like the pop does.
Oh yeah. Now it's interesting why they decided to go with Frankenstein opposed to, like, say, Dracula or the Wolfman.
I don't know. I don't understand their thought in why they put certain things out when they do, and then like some stuff isn't even relevant anymore, really, and they're putting it out. I don't get it.
Candyman got the Chase too. Well, I mean, because there are some some sodas. You got that. Hey there, boo boo. What do you say we go get a picnic basket?
That's my next set of pops that I want. The Yogi Bear, Boo Boo, and the Park Ranger.
I know. I had Yogi Bear, and I think in one of my first Whatnot auctions, I kind of let it go, and I was like, I shouldn't have done that. But I go, that's all right. I mean, I'll maybe somewhere down the road I'll get it back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I too have a Yogi Bear.
Oh, yours is sealed though, isn't it?
Yes, I just got it in yesterday. But I don't ever have high hopes because of the single cans. Like, I mean, for some reason, Entertainment Earth hasn't been that successful for me. I think I've had more luck getting a single can from the Funko shop.
Usually it's kind of a half and half for me with Entertainment Earth.
But I'll go ahead and open it. I know Doctor Strange was on the Funko shop this morning.
Yeah, he's also at I Want This Stuff. They have a bunch of sodas up there right now.
But I do like Yogi Bear, and I was like, originally I was like, this is one I'm gonna keep because obviously it's part of my cartoon childhood. All right, so hey there, Boo Boo. Why don't you give us a chase? I don't know, Yogi. It's from Entertainment Earth. Let's see. All right. Oh, I'll do it this way. What's the chase?
He's blocked.
Okay, he's just blocked.
Yeah.
All right. Because I'm gonna. I don't think. Uh-oh. It is.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Congratulations on that one.
Yeah, he's flocked. I got the flock.
That's cool.
Let's see.
I like that.
Sweet. All right.
Hey,
like
Evan. That. Evan is waving ferociously at y'all.
What's up, Evan?
Hey, Evan.
I just got the Scooby-Doo Chase.
Scooby-Doo. No, that was the... No, that's the Scooby-Doo.
Oh, Yogi Bear. Yeah, I want to... Yeah. Yogi Bear and Scooby-Doo are kind of...
I can't wait till we get our Scooby-Doo in.
Well, so you saw M3 Lions come in, right?
Yes.
So they've arrived in. So he said they're heavy. They're heavy. But what I have to do is, so what I'm going to have him do is, and I got to work that out with you, is just have him ship yours to you.
Yeah.
And then instead of shipping to me and then me shipping to you, and then we'll just figure out like what the shipping is going to be for that. But yeah, Sassy and I actually do have. I was able to buy 2 of them from the UK Funko shop, the Scooby-Doo coolers. And so I'm going to have those sent out. Plus, I have a couple of other things that I bought previously, so I'm going to have that sent. And then hopefully we'll see what happens. It'd be cool to get the Scooby-Doo one, right? Everybody seems to want the Scooby-Doo chase.
And
So,
you know, I don't. I love Scooby-Dum. But I guess you could get the common easier than you could. So, yeah, I was like, I don't know if I want that one because I'd rather have Scooby-Doo. But if you get the Scooby-Dum chase, then it's easier just to buy the Scooby-Doo common, right?
yeah. What I probably would have seen, I don't know. I mean, you're a big fan of Scrappy-Doo. Would you like to have seen maybe Shaggy, Scrappy, and Scooby, and then 3 different? Because there's a total of 6, right? So,
well, some people were saying they wish they would have done the original 5 characters, and then I think Scrappy would have been the cool 6th one. You know what I mean?
yeah. So, Tats hasn't still gotten that one.
I can't wait.
I
You got a box
recently,
from me?
yeah, I got a bar from Sassy.
Oh, it's that one he bought for me. There's a couple. I think I put some extra stuff in there. I always try to anyway. Hey, LJ.
What's up, LJ?
Scrappy-Doo is terrible. What do you mean? I love Scrappy-Doo.
Puppy power.
I love Scrappy-Doo.
Yeah, I think this is cool. The Yogi Bear being flocked like this.
I don't know which one of the ones I would rather have chase though.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian was saying he wished that the flocked one had the basket in his hand, like the chase.
Well, or even, okay, why not make whatever the common version is, like something like Scooby-Doo, right? You do make, Yogi Bear, you make him flocked, but yeah, you give him the basket, you give him the combination of the 2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there are some commons that have some great characteristics to them that you're like, oh, well, I like the common, but I'd like to see this on the chase. You know, so I mean, there's definitely things that they could do, variations of that, in regards, or maybe a particular moment from the show, you know, or something that they're well known for. Like even like, you know, like Shaggy, you know, does Shaggy have a sandwich? You know, making a sandwich, right?
Yeah. Well, the chase of Shaggy, he has the Scooby snacks in his hand. He has a box of Scooby snacks. Yeah. Umpty said everybody forgets about Yabby Doo. Also, Scooby D, she exists, but no one remembers her. Yeah, I don't remember Scooby D. What soda do you want to be the next soda with cooler? Ooh.
Okay, well, Tad, since it's going to be Halloween, I want a horror soda. I want a 6-pack of different sodas, and I want one of them to have a couple of variations of chases. You also could do, yeah. I mean, I would like
the Universal Monster 6-pack soda. That would be awesome.
Yeah, there you go. Universal Monsters. What if you did a 6-pack soda of Freddy's, the Freddy Funkos, right? But random characters of his past, like him as Venom, right? You know, like, so some of the stuff they've seen pop form, you make them in soda form, and there's 6 of them, and one of them, you know, is a chase. You know, there's a couple of chases out there that you cover. You know, they could do that. Like, I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't mind having a 6-pack of Freddy sodas. I think, you know, there's the sky's the limit with these things, and I think that's what they're doing is they're testing them, and they're taking characters like the Turtles and Scooby-Doo that have been around for a long time that is going to have a solid fan base, and they're testing the market with them.
You know, I just thought of one that I would really like, Toy Story. That would be a good 6-pack soda.
And, you know, and that wouldn't be that bad, but Toy Story hasn't been in the the scene lately, right? I mean, Scooby-Doo had the NFTs, the Turtles, you know, you had a little bit of relaunch with some of their stuff. But I mean, Toy Story could, but at the same time, I mean, is it recent enough? I wouldn't mind seeing some of the Walking Dead sodas, but it's all going to be based on obviously what their licensed stuff. Um, you can also do Scream. Like I would love a Ghostface, and then like Sydney, you know, and have some of the characters, you know, as a possibility. But it has to. I think it has to. What they look at is it appealing to a mass. You know what I mean? Because obviously, if you just have like just anime lovers, right? They're going to get the sodas, but you're not going to get a majority of people that want to get them. So, like with Scooby Doo, there's more people out there that like Scooby
I
Doo.
heard it sold out in like 3 minutes.
So the hard part for me is, so I had two of them in my cart, right? And because I actually was able to put it in like 30 seconds before the 9 o'clock hit, it showed up. And so I was all ready to go. And then when I went to go check out, it said, "Do you want to use the recommended address?" And I didn't think nothing of it, right? I should have just said no, you know, keep the address as is. But because it gives you three different options. And so I clicked yes, go ahead, use the recommended address. So it retook me through to put in to reset it. And by the time that it did that, it said it was sold out. And I was like, you know, this is ridiculous. Like I had it in the cart. You guys have sent tons of stuff to me. So why shouldn't it just be the address that's on file? If the card I'm using is the same and everything else, like it shouldn't be popping up like that.
Yeah.
That's what drove me nuts, because I was like, I had two of them in there and I was gonna you know, I knew that you needed one, and I was like, okay, I'll do that. And then you know, so that's the hard part too. And just like the NFTs, like the Batman, I know that they're changing it up to add more availability for the NFTs this time, but
Yeah.
there might be less legends, or less, you know, there might be more commons available. Who knows? But that's going to happen here next week. So, I mean, I'm interested to see if the Scooby Doo NFTs kind of set the table for all the NFTs moving forward, if it's going to be that much harder to get. You know,
I don't know if I'm on the NFT train anymore. I had started kind of getting on the train, but I don't know.
I think it's going to vary. Like, okay, a DC. So if you get a Batman Freddy Funko and you got to wait for it, I mean, it's going to pay off. You know what I mean? Like, it depends on what if they have like a variant. Is it going to be Superman? Is it going to be Batman? Whatever. But I still think you have so many fans out there of Batman and DC in general. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
but the money you spend to get the packs to hopefully get a redemption is.
I didn't. Okay, but I didn't spend when I first started the NFTs. The very first pack that I bought, I only bought 2 packs, and I got the Flash Gordon redeemable. So it's all going to be. You don't have to spend a lot of money. I mean, you could take your chance and just buy 2 packs. You know, $20. If the pop's going to more than pay for itself in investment and time. I mean, like obviously, like my Flash Gordon, when it comes in, I can move that pop. It'll pay for what I spent on the cards, right?
Yeah.
But but Danny said, you know, the odds of pulling a redeemable are going way down. And that's the thing too, is, you know, because that's what you have to start looking into, is like, I don't want to get a lot of different same commons. I don't want to spend that kind of money to get that, you know, because obviously you want the redeemables, you know, or are they somewhere down the road going to circle back and say, okay, we're now going to take, you know, certain pops and allow them to be made into, you know, Funkos, you know, some of the NFTs, and allow them to be made into Funkos from the NFT line. Because I mean, and once again, I just think it's a process that Funko is jumping on board with and saying, okay, how can we cash in on this sudden craze and the best that we can, because you obviously you have to get something, right? You know, I mean, you want to feel like you're getting your money's worth for something. Otherwise, it's like, I mean, I have this stored on my computer. I mean, I could, you know, it doesn't really do that much for me. But if I know that I'm going to get a pop in that form, some of the pops are really cool looking. I know the Nickelodeon, the Tommy as in the Superman one has gone up pretty well. So I don't know. I guess it just depends on your poison, if how much you really like them.
Yeah.
Like if you're Jeremy, let's start a pop collection. I mean, the digital pop, digital godfather over there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, okay, well, can I put my money on something I know that I'm going to get? Does that make sense?
Yeah. I was reading what Danny said. He said Funko wants the cards to be resold. That way they make more money.
Right. And, and that's the thing too, is like what people are willing to pay for them to drive the market,
Yeah.
I mean, just like you look at the Pokemon cards, right? I mean, it's a card with a picture on it, but like for some people, they'll throw down $1,000 for that card.
Yeah.
And the thought of that is just like absolutely crazy.
Yeah. Nancy told me the other day she was in a whatnot auction and somebody bought a Funko Pop for $3,700. She said, I don't understand how people can put that much on a pop when she could pay a couple bills. I was like, yeah, I could pay off my car with that much.
Well, realistically, I mean, anything that we collect, I mean, yeah, the money we put towards that can go towards a lot of different stuff, but we also want to have some fun in our lives. And these are things that as kids, growing up or even now that we appreciate in our fandoms. But I mean, some people have the money, and then and they are still paying their bills, but they still have an opportunity to grab this stuff. Some people have businesses,
Yeah.
and yeah, I mean, you have to weigh the pros and cons, like what's the priorities. But if you have your priorities already squared and you have spending money, I mean, and you want to do that, I mean, hey, I mean, that's the way I look at it. Is like, if you have it, you want to spend it and it makes you happy, then do it, but because all this stuff can at some point get resold, or you're gonna go in a different direction, buy something else. Yeah, I mean, $3,700. I mean, I can go on a trip. I can take my boys on a trip. Candyman said, so far I got a Big Boy Grail, Bob Ross, Freddy Soda, Legendary, Bruto, and those are cool too. And so, but yet you haven't gotten any in yet, right? The Big Boy hasn't been sent yet. It's not. And I think that's the part too, is the waiting, because you would think if they know that these NFTs are going to be dropping and they have a calendar and they know which ones are going to be formed, they can have them made ready to go. Like, so like maybe after that NFT drops a month later, they become redeemable. And then a month later from there, you get it, to where you're not waiting to the end of the year, or something, because all of a sudden in the mail, it arrives and you're like, oh, I forgot all about this, So,
yeah.
But I think it's, I think it's awesome to rip open the pack and see that you got it. It's kind of like scratching off, a small amount lottery ticket, right? And you're like, oh, I won, and you're excited about it. And so that instant excitement people are gravitating towards and they're willing to pay for.
Umpty says, Chris says, Umpty, you're like Petridge Farms. You remember everything, apparently. And then Umpty's like, no, I just know my Hanna-Barbera stuff. And then Candyman said he got 2 big boys. He just hasn't had the time to take the photos.
Oh, okay. So the big boys have come in. I think later on in next month, I think it's May 18th, I can redeem my Flash Gordon.
And then Umpty says they won't make them ahead of time because they don't want to make more than are redeemed. So like they have so many that you can redeem, but not everybody redeems them. So if they make the amount that you can redeem and not everybody redeems them, then they have all those extras just sitting around.
Yeah, but they have extras sitting around from last year's con. I mean, the thing is they're going to have some extras that can still be moved across seas. They can, there's all kinds of ways that you can, for something like that, they can put them in their Funko shops and sell them. I mean, I don't see any reason why. I don't know. I mean, maybe, yeah, but still, even if people redeem, there should still be a shorter period to send them out.
Yeah. I'll be right back. I have to go take a trip.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Candyman did his mystery box. That's right. Yeah, I mean, I honestly, the NFTs, I mean, to me, they're exciting. I like watching people rip them open. I was a little soured by the fact of not getting into the Scooby-Doo NFTs, especially because I was in there an hour before and I waited an hour leading up to it and it didn't happen. So, the hard part is like, okay, do you try to figure out, like some people said they've had different windows up. Is there a way to try to gravitate to get in there sooner? You know? Well, but I mean afterwards, months. So like they go in the Funko shop way after they've already been redeemed, like the redeem's been cut off. So maybe they do it at the end of the year as a surprise drop or something, not notifying anybody. They just do it as a surprise drop at the end of the year, like a clearance, like clearing some things out. Making a little extra money to waive things out as a possibility. But yeah, I mean, when you get hooked into the first round, you get that bite. You want to put the fishing pole back in the water, and see what else you can pull up. So, it's a lot of fun. Definitely a lot of fun. But other than that, trying to think here. So later on tonight, I may be doing a Whatnot auction, and if you guys are interested, like I said, check out Whatnot. Give us a follow. In the next coming month, I have a lot of wrestling. I have a lot of Star Wars. I have a lot of DC. I have a lot of cartoons, Disney. A lot of different pops and soda stuff from time to time to get rid of. So, I have that. And then Sassy, you said you might be doing an auction too, right?
I don't know. I need to. Because I want to kind of condense my collection a little bit because I want to focus on some other sets that I want to finish and other sets I want to buy.
Yeah.
So I really need to go through all mine. I just have a hard time letting go.
Candyman, same thing. Hour before, 2 phones, 2 tablets, no luck. It's just, it really is weird. In all honesty, it'd be kind of fun if they just allow people to buy one pack. Like you can get one of each. Like you can buy a pack, and you could buy a pack of the 3-pack or whatever, and that's it. Like it's limited to that, and then allow more people to have an opportunity.
Well, this is the thing. They give you a spending limit of $60, but when you leave, you can go right back in. There's no getting back in line. Just like with Funko, once you leave the Funko thing and check out, you can go back in and get whatever you want instead of having to hop back in line. But yeah, they do give you a $60 spending cap.
Well, I would take my chances with somebody only getting the 2 packs and then jumping out while I might be coming in,
Yeah.
Now, so what do the coins do?
I don't know, but I know on my Scooby-Doo pack, I got his little his collar thing. I don't know if everybody got one of those. The little thing that says SD on it, his little.
Yeah.
Did you get one of those in your Scooby-Doo pack?
I didn't get NFTs.
Oh, you didn't get any?
No, I didn't luck out with it. But I mean, I didn't. The turtle one, I don't remember, unless it's in. I don't remember seeing that. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's something I'm not gonna really invest in NFTs too much unless, like, if it's a horror one, I may do like the Universal Monsters. You know, something like that, depends. I may do a Marvel one as a possibility, but I don't want to feel like I have to jump and do every NFT. What I would do is maybe buy 1 or 2 packs, and if I
Yeah.
get something, I get something, but not to go overboard with it. And
Yeah, that's
so,
what I do. I just buy a couple. If I have the money, I buy a pack. If I have the money, I buy 2 packs. I won't spend more than $20 or $30 on NFTs unless it's really something, you know, whatever. But I doubt it.
so the coins do nothing at this time, but rumors are there are potential gifts down the line. Now, I think Funko is a lot like Marvel, where they plan things out and they got seeds and then things connect in so many ways. So I think Funko probably has something in mind, you know, with the people that have the coins to see the ones that hold on to them or not. I did recently from Comic Book Poser, because he has his Whatnot auction. I was able to get my slabs, and so like he sent me this. Let me see. Let me take this off because otherwise there's going to be a damn glare. Bum, bum, bum. None. All right. So I got the New Mutants, right? Which is a 7, but it has the Punisher on the back, right?
Cool.
And then I got, so this Marvel one is really, really cool. It's got the
Oh,
9,
look at that one.
yeah, it's a 9.8. Turn the,
Cool.
and Web of Spider-Man. So I got a Web of Spider-Man, a 9.8.
Cool.
I'm gonna start hanging these up on my walls, and then
Yeah, I have my Batman one up there, but it's hard to see from where I'm sitting.
so then I got a Spawn. There's a Spawn one,
Ooh,
and then the King Spawn on the back.
cool.
And actually, I mean, I picked those up in a pretty good, decent amount of like savings in the Whatnot auction. I was really happy, and then one of them I won at the wheel spin at the end.
I only have 2 slabs. I have the DC one I got from a luau box, a mystery box, and then King Bob sent me a Marvel slab in the last swap. So I
Yeah.
have 1 DC and 1 Marvel, and that's it.
Well, like I said, this marble slab is pretty fire. I'm actually glad
Yeah.
I pulled this one. I picked the right number and got it. So
I would show you my Marvel one again, but I've been doing a lot of stuff in here, and I think it's up there in my loft right now.
yeah, the thing is with Danny, like if Comic Book Poser, like you know, he does really good auctions, and he'll do these once in a while where he had like 10 different ones. I know King Bob was in there too. And you just bid, and some of the bids were like $21, $22, and you know you're getting. I just had his kid pick the numbers. I just had the kids pick my numbers for me, and I ended up getting that marble slab, and then at the end, everybody that purchased went on a wheel, and then my name was pulled, so I got the Web of Spider-Man, 9.8. So,
Cool.
but yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So I have to pick up Jacob in about 20 minutes from school. But other than that, Sassy, I know you got anything going on this weekend?
I think I'm probably gonna go live on Sunday to do a Sassy Sunday just so I can try to get my watch hours. I might go live tomorrow even because Terrell and Trey have to work all day tomorrow and Sunday. So I'm probably gonna go live tomorrow and Sunday just to hang out. So.
Well, I have a game in the morning. We play at 10 o'clock, I think it is. So maybe afterwards, like if you're live or something, I can pop on.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want, I can wait for you to get finished and then we can go live then.
Yeah, well, I got that game to finally work,
Oh,
now.
well, that's good.
Yeah, so, you were playing in there, remember?
Yeah.
So we can try to have some fun with it or something. I don't know. We'll see how it all pops up.
Well, and if James comes in, we can maybe play a game of bingo.
Yeah,
James
yeah,
does like his bingo.
James does like his bingo. Yes, he does.
Mhm.
And James did really well with the singing. We had the karaoke competition. James did really well down under collecting.
Congratulations on winning.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It was nice to be able to. I don't know. I practiced a lot on the song that I sang. Like when I go into Annie M's stream on Wednesdays, like the girls that come up. I mean, they have such great voices. Like the girl that was on there the other day. It's like if you close your eyes and listen, it feels like it's like coming through the radio. Like, I mean, she was singing some songs that really had that presentation.
Yeah.
And so it's fun to, I mean, karaoke has always been fun for me. I mean, but I've always enjoyed people that can be that talented to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like drawing art and stuff. Like, I mean, it's amazing how people develop some of their talents.
I know.
So, but that's kind of, yeah. I mean, Danny was in there too. Like she sounded like if you were just having it on and you didn't watch and know that it was karaoke, you would think that somebody was having a legitimate voice artist on there.
Wow.
Like Annie M sings some really, really good songs too. Like I like it when she sings, the Whitney Houston, "I Will Always Love You." Um, they have that great range, you know.
Yeah.
So, but in the Philippines, they love to do karaoke. They love to sing. So and Bees can sing some good stuff
Yeah.
too. Occasionally, he has some of those songs that really hit.
Oh, LJ can sing. I like to listen to LJ.
Yeah, he the biggest thing is I think I just I like to practice and have fun with some of it, but what I try to do for me is I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna try to find a song that's a smaller amount of time, right? I don't want to sing a 7 minute song, but I also like some of the older stuff, like from the 50s and the 60s, and but it's just try to have fun with it, and support and stuff like that. So, um, but I definitely am to the point where, like, when you look at karaoke and just getting up and having fun and singing, like it brings a new element to the stage of what we're doing, right? As far as our streams, like doing something different, So
Yeah.
I always think, like, I wish that there was more games that you could play, like that word game that we play. Like I wish
Yeah,
there was
that's
more
fun.
stuff. Yeah, that the community can get into and just play together, like have
Yeah.
that, you know. Something more interactive. Now I know Twitch is a big stream, and I signed up for Twitch, but I haven't quite figured it out yet. I haven't looked at how that goes, but
Mhm.
I know there's just a lot of really good platforms, you know, to dive into. So what's going on with your son is going to be having the celebration on the 9th.
Yeah. No real great detail. They just gave him this invitation and said that he would be getting an academic award, an academic achievement. So I don't know. I don't know what he's gonna get. But I mean, he does really well in school. He has straight A's right now, and the chemistry teacher's always saying, he's like the best in his class, and he does really good in math as well. So
Yeah, I know. Jacob, he just got his grades, and he missed 3 points away from straight A's. He got all A's and one B, and he 3 percentage points from a straight
yeah,
A's. But he always worked hard like that, and Logan's really smart. Like Logan will apply himself, and he does really well. At times when when he wants to be able to have the opportunity to apply himself.
Yeah.
But you know, and that's the thing, you know, we'll do anything for our kids, and you know, being a parent is, that's why I like when these people come on, the guests, and they are parents, you know, family, because it's like you relate, you have that to relate to as well. And you know, you just kind of get it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, with him almost out of school, you know, I want to try to do as much as I can and spend as much time. And, you know,
Yeah.
his sister's going to actually be off that night from work too, so she's going to go. So it'll be fun to, you know, all of us be together. And he has developed a love for wearing suits since prom. So he wants to dress up for this awards thing.
Well, maybe that'll be something into a career that he's going to do, something
Yeah,
along that line.
that would be awesome.
Does he have interest in being like a lawyer, or you know, being in a big firm or something? I don't know.
He has no idea what he wants to do, and it's starting to make me nervous because, you know, he only does have a year left. So, I mean, not even a year. It's really 9 months of school. So,
Yeah, but the thing is when the light turns on, it usually turns on, and you know, sometimes it takes a while to find what their calling is or what they really want to do. And the thing is you kind of want to encourage it, because I don't want my kid to really have to go through like so many jobs to where now he's in a rut, you know, like for 10 years he's been working at the grocery store or something, you know, and where in those 10 years maybe he could have been applying towards an actual career that he really wants to do down the road. So I think it's, you know, it takes them a while to find it, but I think that's the generation today. You know, there are some kids that, you know, whether it's sports related or, you know, they have somewhat of an idea, but there are some part of the kids that really don't know. And, you know, but that's okay because there's so much out there.
Yeah, honestly, he could take over the family, like he could take over the business. Because Terrell has his own, he has his own handyman service. So I would love for him to go to school for business, and then he could run the company, you know, not have to do the hard work of it. He could hire people to do the work, and then he could just, you know, oversee the whole operation. But, you know, it's not really something that he's interested in. So.
Yeah, I mean, well, like Danny said, you know, maybe it's something that still has to be even invented yet. And the thing is I know like my nephew, he struggled when he was younger. We actually took care of him for 2 years. He was going through like some stuff with juggalos and, you know, kind of a little bad home life type situation. And so we took him under our wings and we raised him for 2 years. And he ended up going to, you know, like a homeschool visions type homeschool type thing. And then eventually the girl that he was with, he ended up getting married, and then he moved in with her dad, and he ended up getting a construction job, making really, really good money.
Yeah.
They got 5 kids now. They have a house, you know, and he's doing really, really well. So, I mean, sometimes it just takes a few laps around to realize which direction you really want to go.
Yeah.
So
he definitely has a good head on his shoulders. He's pretty self-sufficient. So I'm not really worried. I just, you know, you want the best. You want your kids to have better than you did. So, you know, we always struggled still paycheck to paycheck, and I just want my kids to have better than that. So, like Alyssa will be graduating in August. She's been an EMT for a couple of years, and she's in paramedic school right now and graduates in August from that. So I've been really proud of that, you know. And she pays her own bills, bought her own car, pays her own insurance.
well, she seems to have like some drive, you know. She
Yeah.
definitely seems to have that drive.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's like, I mean, like Logan, sometimes he'll tell me like, "Oh, I can't wait till I start driving. I can drive at night and just kind of go for a night drive." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, it's fun to drive, especially in the beginning, but
Yeah.
trust me, when you're stuck in 5 o'clock traffic and you're trying to get
Yeah.
somewhere, and you just like it's not always going to be like the best thing, but
Yeah.
having that freedom." What's up, Simba?
Yeah, pretty soon. Actually, Trey's gonna be taking driver's ed soon. He had kind of like showed interest a couple of years ago, and then he quit talking about it. And then he's recently been all excited about it again because like all his friends drive, and so he's gonna be 18 this year, so he's ready to take that step. So he'll be in driver's ed soon. So
Yeah. All right. Well, I gotta get Simba, man.
oh my goodness.
But I gotta go ready to pick up Jacob from school. And then I don't have very much time in between until practice later on tonight. I was kind of hoping we didn't have practice because we have a game yesterday, and we play Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So I was like, I was hoping today would have been kind of a. But the coach said that we'll probably just only do it for like an hour. So hopefully, that plays out. Sometimes that always never works. It's like they say, "Oh, we'll do it for an hour," and then you get there, and then all of a sudden, almost 2 hours later, you're leaving. You're like,
yeah,
oh.
Yep.
But we appreciate each and every one of you for hanging out with us today on a special edition of Pop In Around the World as we welcome Simba. As we welcomed Josh Martin, voice actor, Dragon Ball Z, Majin Buu, and he has graced us with his presence, and we had a lot of fun with it today. We hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you're watching on the rewind, take some time, enjoy it. We appreciate it 100%. Sassy needs some watch hours. Maybe hit up her videos a little bit and let them run and check them out. And hopefully this weekend, we can get you that 4. Because it needs to be done. So
yeah, it's getting there.
That's why like I said, I'm glad that today we did the thing today. So maybe people will be able to see it on yours as well.
Yeah.
And throw it out there. But guys, thank you so much. And then next week, like I said, Monday we'll probably just kind of be hanging out later in the evening, and then kicks off next week like with Below Average Gaming Dad, Danny. They're going to be doing their show. And then Sunday also too, Charles.
Chatting with vets.
Yeah.
Him and Big Easy do it, and then Obi's going to be their guest.
Yeah. So, that'd be cool. Drop in and support and check that out. And then just trying to see if there's anything else popping in.
I'm going to try to do Sassy Sunday for a couple hours on Sunday. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
I don't want to go over into Mad Hatter. He does the shenanigans. So,
Speaking of which, I don't know when I play for baseball, but if I have time, my target was stocked, so I picked up some Shining Fates. And then if you guys are interested, check out possibly Whatnot Auctions. We may do one tonight. I'll have to wait and see how practice goes, how I feel. And other than that, guys, pulled a Yogi Bear Chase, which was fun. Sassy had some Frankenstein Chase. So we had a great time. Thanks for being part of it.
Yeah, it's been a great day.
Yeah. So until the next time, we hope you've enjoyed this one. Let me go ahead and I guess we'll do this one as the outro, I guess. Now remember, Pop In Around the World will be coming soon. You just never know when. Because
That's true.
So we're gonna wave it goodbye. We're gonna have our outro that we had for the intro. See you guys.